You're watching KLTX, Channel 15, serving the city of Lufkin.
Good afternoon, friends. If we could get you to go ahead and start making your way to your seat. Good afternoon. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. Can you hear me at all? Yeah? Okay. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. We've had a mishap in the kitchen. So instead of enjoying your lunch and watching the presentation while you eat, we're going to actually start everything. And then after the mayor speaks, then we will let you go next door and have lunch that's being catered out back. We, as I was saying, we had a little mishap in the kitchen, but we're making it all perfect. And it's going to be a fantastic meal. They've got steaks that they're actually cooking on site and chicken. So we definitely want you to stay and eat. We're just going to flip the program today. At this time, I'm going to actually introduce our brand new chairman of the board, Brian Sear, to take over.
Thank you, and welcome to the Chamber's first Friday, which will be remembered for a long time. Thank you, food. I'm Brian Sear, the 2020 Chamber Board Chairman. I'm so happy to be serving in this capacity this year and look forward to a good year for our Chamber. Our community and all the people and the businesses that make Lufkin a great place to live. At this time, I would like to ask Pastor Jack Knox with First Christian Church to come forward and say the invocation so we can bless the food before we eat.
We'll have plenty of time for the blessing to set in. Will you join with me in prayer? Gracious God, we give you thanks for these opportunities to gather with the leaders of the city, both our city leaders, our business leaders, for the many talents that they employ for the benefit of this city and the surrounding areas. We ask that you continue to bless our city, bless our leaders with wisdom and foresight. Continue to be help us to continue to be a force for good in this world and to be an example for all those around us. God, we also ask your blessing upon the food that we are going to eat and bless the hands that have prepared it as well. It's in your Son's most precious and holy name that we pray. Amen.
Thank you, Pastor Knox. You have more time if you want to say anything else. The employees at your chamber have been preparing for 2020 for months and cannot wait to roll out the new initiatives and programs very soon at the 100th Chamber Banquet and annual meeting coming up on January 24th. So make sure you attend. It's going to be a fabulous event. Tara never ceases to amaze. I encourage each of you to attend and help us celebrate all that was accomplished in 2019 and all that's going to come in 2020. I'm so happy to tell you that Donna Parrish, our member recruiter, got 91 new investors last year. Let's give her a round of applause. That's phenomenal. Donna, where are you? Is Donna here? Donna? She may be cooking your food. So, she is already off to a good start this year as we add new investors and continue to grow. And we have several new businesses that have already joined this year. We are thrilled to have you join the Chamber. It's a great organization to be a part of, and I would strongly encourage you to attend events and put yourself out there in the community. We love to see our local businesses succeed. When your name is called, please stand so that we can acknowledge you. Superior Cleaning, are you here? Nettles Venture, I know I met some of them as they came through the door. Thank you guys. And DMV Petroleum. Let's give our new investors a warm welcome. We all know it takes sponsors to make events like this happen. I would like to thank our sponsors. Lufkin Coca-Cola, First Friday Luncheon sponsor. Lynn and her team up here in the front, thank you. State of the City presenting sponsors, Lufkin Economic Development Corporation. Bob, I know you're here. There you are. Thank you, Bob. Gold sponsors, Gibson Funeral Home and Encore Electric Delivery. Y'all here? Thank you. Today we are honored to welcome our very own, silver sponsor, I'm sorry, I missed that. Hospice in the Pines, and I know they're here. Super, thank you. These are new, by the way. As you know, most of you don't see me with glasses, and I am getting harder and harder to see. Turned 48 yesterday. Rough. It's tough. Today we are honored to welcome our very own Lufkin Mayor, Bob Brown, as he presents the State of the City. Mayor Brown, let's tell a little bit about him. Mayor Brown has been serving our city since May of 2012 after retiring from 40 years of service with Encore. He stays busy not only serving as mayor, but also teaching 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade Sunday school at his home church of over 30 years, First Christian Church. He also serves on many boards, including but not limited to the Lufkin Angelina County Chamber of Commerce, Salvation Army, Hospice in the Pines, and just many more. Let's welcome Mayor Brown.
Appreciate you. Thanks, Brian. And thanks for volunteering this year. Jack, I used to teach, and I'll do it in February for you. Is that okay? You did a good job. I didn't know you had a sense of humor. That was good. It warms my heart to see this many people, and I am very, very thankful to live and work in the city of Lufkin, Texas, and with the Class Act people that we have. Sanford's already been named, and that just says it all. So, and then Tara really baits you with, after Brown speaks, y'all can eat. So we are in excellent shape here. That is your city council. Working from the left, Lynn Torres is Ward 3, Robert Shankle is Ward 2, Mark Hicks is Ward 4, Rocky Thigpen is Ward 5, Dr. Gessapina Bonner is Ward 1, and the Sarah Murray is Ward 6. Thank you, Sarah. Our city manager is Keith Wright, and Kara Anderpond is the city secretary and keeps us all honest and truthful and together. And with that, I want to start with, I've never done a two-part program in my life, and it may not flow together. If it doesn't, forgive me. But we've got a lot on our plate in 2020, and it all started in 2018 with a master plan, and I call it a master plan. It has a better name called Capital Improvement Program. And between 2020 and 2027, there is a opportunity to sell bonds and spend more than $17 million. And that will be what is on the plate starting the next meeting that we have at City Council. And I'm just going to name off a few of the things that are on the plate, some of which are already active, and let you, in your mind, kind of think it over. And then if you have input and feel like you have not had input before, please come see us and let us know how you feel about the projects, because we literally will be approving all of these things except a couple, and I will be honest with you about that. One is the armory itself. It's sat out there for the last 7 years or so, kind of underutilized, and it would make a great training center. And our what's your title, Gerald? Director. I knew it started with a D. Our Director of Public Safety over police and fire has a great plan to reutilize and reuse the National Guard Armory, and that is on our plate. One that we are extremely already proud of is thanks to Calvary Baptist Church and Rocky Thigpen. He brought it to our attention that the Family Life Center at Calvary Baptist was for sale. Let's start there. We didn't need a church, but we sure did need a recreation center. And we have reutilized that, and Mike Flynn has done an outstanding job of making it accessible not only to kids, but to adults and everyone. And it is going to be our new shining star in Lufkin, and I hope you'll get by there and look at it. There's bicycle lanes in all the town meetings that we've had, and every ward had a town hall meeting. And we discussed what people wanted, and exercise was one of them, including walking trails as well as bicycle trails. There is a big old fire truck involved in this deal, and our brand new fire chief, Jesse Moody, has brought up a new point with us the other day, and he used the word foam. And sure enough, with a brand new sawmill and lots of access and lots of things that are going on in this community, it is something that we need in our arsenal, and it's something that we will certainly discuss. Dr. Bonner is big into bus stop shelters and is doing a great job of telling us where they go and telling us where to go. So we've got sidewalks involved. We've got several traffic problems that we'd love to solve, including doing something with White House that might help with the railroad crossings. We'll find out soon. But downtown landscaping, maybe closing First Street from Lufkin Avenue to Shepherd Avenue. There's just several things involved. But one of the largest items on here is something that brings in great tourism and brings in people to this community, and that would be new softball and baseball fields with artificial turf. I think we could keep it booked. I think we could get lots of activity out of it, and all of these things are on the books. All of these things are within this master plan or capital improvements program. And touch base with your city council or come by to see me, and let's see if there's not something that we can do about it. Now, let's get into the exciting part of this program, and that is what has happened in economic development. And I want to commend Bob Sanford for putting the word foreign trade zone in our vocabulary. And we have worked with Governor Abbott, we have worked with Senator Nichols, we have worked with our state representative, Trent Ashby. And Trent, thanks for all you do and what all you've already done, and we want you to continue to do it. Louis Gohmert was a real bulldog in this. Louis Gohmert kind of plays like Charlie Wilson used to play. He knows where the bodies are, and he doesn't mind threatening people just a little bit to get their attention, and he did a great job in bringing the foreign trade zone to the table. And we also both senators, Senator Cornyn and Senator Cruz, both wrote letters and gave great support in Washington. Bob went up there and visited with them. But all is well on the foreign trade center, foreign trade zone. There are 32 of them in the state of Texas, and Lufkin was number 297 in the United States of being a foreign trade zone. What does this do? It just puts another tool in our toolbox and gives, in rocky and overseas hardwood, there are things with the finished product and raw materials coming in that you can avoid. You'd never avoid taxes, trust me on that one, but that you can prolong taxes and delay taxes until a point in time, and it puts us in the big water. I'm not going to use corks in the water again as long as I live. I'm through with that, but it does put us overseas. It puts us everywhere in the economic development world, and I think it's going to bring big things to Lufkin, Texas. And Bob, thank you for what you did in getting all of that done. Now, as I get into this, you're going to say, Brown's been milking this thing forever. I'm going to use an example of kind of what's going on. Nothing moves fast, but Home Smokehouse opened, I think, in April of 14. But it took forever to get them there. And I asked Jason Arnold the other day to let's look up the water, compare what we used in water in 2018 against what we used in water in 2019. In 2018, we used 4,780,000 gallons of water. That's with a B. 2.4 billion. In 2019, we used 2,143,000. So what does that tell old Bob? Tells me that it rained in 2019, and that slowed the world down. All the activities, and one of the prettiest slides you'll see is the next to last slide, and it's of our pride and joy. But it has taken forever for it to come out of the ground. Once it came out of the ground, there was delays, but now everything is well. And I asked what the peak was, what you use on the biggest day of the year. How many gallons of water did you buy? And on July the 30th of 2019, you used 10,600,000 gallons of water. So that means it didn't rain that week. So thank you for what you do. Now let's get into the real meat of this thing. And Rodney Roth came in from Home Smokehouse back in 2012 or 2013. Det Cog had a forgivable loan that they had out there, and sure enough, Rodney wanted to bring 50 employees to Lufkin, Texas. I don't know whether you've been around the loop lately or not, but if you go by the Expo Center, just before you get to the Expo Center is Home Smokehouse. And they're killing grass everywhere. They haven't got enough room for the 250 employees to stay. So we are thrilled to death with what Rodney has done for us in Lufkin, Texas. American Echem is over on Kurth Drive, and Bernard Highlands is the general manager, vice president of this Italian company, and he talked his company into, they wanted to expand in the United States, and he said, why not Lufkin, Texas? And they after many, many choices, have chosen Lufkin, Texas, and they are expanding as we speak, and hopefully will be through by this time next year. But they will have new employees, but the best thing that's working with Bernard is this, and this is something I want each one of you to take home with you. Bernard is out selling Lufkin to his vendors, and there is a real good possibility that he will have a vendor that will build or have built a 50,000 square foot building with rail siding and bring in 15 to 20 employees. But as people come into your business and ask you for their business, find out why they're not in Lufkin, Texas. This is a good place to be, and I hope by the time you get through with this meeting, you understand that better than I do. Anthony Pittman was with Lockheed Martin in Lufkin and then luckily got to come back to Lufkin. And Lockheed Martin pitched him the opportunity to either expand in Lufkin or expand anywhere. Remember, Lockheed Martin is worldwide. Anthony talked them into expanding in Lufkin, Texas, in a vacant building next door to him. And in doing so, that 50,000 square feet now has 86 new well-paid employees. Thank you, Anthony Pittman. I told this story last year, but Eric Atchison had the opportunity to go somewhere where the Mississippi River was and could have had a whole lot cheaper freight. And I got a call. I was mentoring at Brook Hollow School, and I got a call. Jack Gordon needed to talk to me. Jack Gordon was playing banker that day. And he said, Eric Atchison is very upset and wants somebody to come see him. And so we went to see him the next day and found out that he wanted to expand in Lufkin, Texas. And if you'll drive by Atchison on Frank Street and look over the top of his building, there's a gorgeous metal building right behind it. There are 25 new employees in there, and Eric Atchison's Atchison Candy is still at headquarters in Lufkin, Texas. Thank you, Eric. The Robinson family is nearly as good as the Henderson family. They have all been family friends for many, many years. They bought Angelina hardwood. They were very smart. They took a package deal and got Rocky to run it for them. And we're thrilled to death that Rocky is part of Overseas Hardwood. It is the most, look at that lumber. And if you haven't been out there, now he's not a tourist attraction, but he would not mind showing it to you. But it's got the most gorgeous wood in the world, and one of the first applications, I think, for foreign trade zone will be Overseas Hardwood with the way they move their product in and out. But Rocky, thanks for all you do for Lufkin, Texas. This was a couple of salesmen with Lufkin Industries that knew that there was an opportunity, that there still were plenty of machine shops that needed to be around here, and that there was plenty of business in the sugar beet and cotton mills and whatever business. And Lovetex was created and started. Before they barely got the concrete dry, they decided they needed to expand, and they doubled in the expansion. And they have made a great neighbor to Lufkin, Texas. They have recently sold to an international company, and all of that does is just give Lufkin a little more exposure, and we are thrilled to death that Lovetex is still part of Lufkin. This is a story that I am thrilled to death with. And I've $100 million sawmill in an abandoned building on 70 acres of land that GE walked away from. And some local guys, third and fourth generation, kind of got involved in the deal and have brought new life and a bunch of traffic congestion on 69 and 326, and I am thrilled to death. They are doing a great job. There will be 150 plus people here. There will be 150 trucks a day that haul logs in there. There will be 50 trucks hauling the finished product out each day. And in doing so, Gary Sorrell is the Chief Operating Officer, and I'm not going to use the names of two of the 3 and 4 generation people. I'm just going to use the alphabet and the numerical system, but thank you, Dee and Trey. So. Sterling is also a good neighbor. One of the neatest things that happened in the Christmas parade this year was that they had a float. Sterling came here from Illinois and have done a great job. Carter Sterling was a First Friday speaker recently, this last year, and he used the word CLT, the acronym CLT, and I wrote it down because I hope it becomes our new logo, but that stands for cross-laminated timber. And they make pallets for utilities to get off the road and not disturb the soil and try to build pipelines and high lines. But Sterling's got 70 plus new employees and 200,000 square foot. Governor Abbott was here for the ribbon cutting, and all of that has just brought recognition to Lufkin, Texas, and we are thrilled to death with what's going on there. Now, I told you this slide, to me, I wished it was bigger and brighter. That is Twin Disc. If you have not been out 103 East, just outside the loop in the business park, Twin Disc has built a 50,000 square foot building. They will employ initially 40 people. They were swelling and blowing out the seams in Wisconsin. And Bob went up to see them, and everything started blossoming from there. They want to be a good corporate citizen. They realized there was a talent pool in this community that wouldn't go away, and they didn't go away. They went to work for Twin Disc. And we're thrilled to death that Twin Disc is part of us. I am hoping, in the next 3 or 4 months, that, again, if it doesn't quit raining, we may not ever get to them. But a lot of things are going on. A lot of things are very positive in this community. And I want you to all be proud of them and be part of them. And then, if I had not been before dinner and had been after dinner, I'd say, as we adjourn today, please go to the ribbon cutting of our new neighbor on Kurth Drive. At 1:30 this afternoon, Det Cog will officially open their building. It is in Ward 1. It overlooks Ward 2, and everybody lived happily ever after. We are thrilled to death to have this business in our community, and I think it will do lots of things. Where is Sid? Sid's going to get them all the broadband in the world before this is all said and done. So the world, not long ago, and Tara, I commend you, at your at your medical chamber banquet, that speaker with Blue Cross Blue Shield, I think opened more eyes than ever in the density of population and where it is. It's in Houston, Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and it spells something. I can't, but anyway, where is the other one, Dr. Roberts? I wish you'd listen to that program. The whole point is this. If you're sick in West Texas, you may have to drive 3 hours to find medical help. With broadband, that can all be narrowed down, that can all be shortened as to response time, and it will make a big difference in the health of the state of Texas especially. And we can't be jealous of towers being in our neighborhood. We've got to educate kids at home, and we've got to have broadband so that everyone can have access to computers. Now, I'm going to tell you the most exciting thing, and then I'm going to sit down, about what's going to happen in 2020. It's a leap year. And that means Bob Sanford has one more day to bring somebody else to Lufkin. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Mayor. No pressure, Bob, at all. Well, we truly appreciate you being flexible. As I said earlier, we had a little mishap in the kitchen, but they are completely ready for you now. But before I dismiss you, we just want to give you a few announcements as we journey into our new year. Our next First Friday Luncheon will be Friday, February the 7th. It will be the state of the county with the judge speaking, and we'll be back at Crown Colony. A couple of dates that are coming up that you need to remember. Next Friday, January 17th, is Power Networking Breakfast. It will be held at McWilliams & Son Heating and Air Conditioning at 8 a.m. And this is the beginning of a 4-month series on company culture. You're going to see at our annual banquet coming up that we have every single speaker for every single event already planned out for you. We are trying to make sure that we're giving you resources to be able to go back and implement into your communities and into your companies. But this month, we'll start company culture. Trey McWilliams will be sharing with us the importance of vision planning for you and your company and employees, and you don't want to miss out on that. As they stated earlier, Friday, January 24th is the 100th annual Chamber Banquet and Meeting presented by Premier Kia. Hopefully you have all received your invitations. Please make your reservations. We are almost at 80 tables, so we want to make sure that we've got room for you. It's going to be an incredible banquet. It's going to be a very short, concise, and to the point banquet, and then a heck of a party. You only turn 100, right? Once. So after the party, Pilgrims is our presenting sponsor for our birthday bash. We have a live band. The Pictures from Austin will be here. We'll have a huge party next door. It's an event that we would love for you to dress up, wear cocktail attire, wear anything you want, because it's going to be a great night. But please make your reservations. And we also want to make sure that we draw for a name that registered on time for $100. Let's see. Mari Littleton. Is Mari here? Okay, let me draw one more. How about Erica Neal? Yeah, I'll go shopping with you. If you would love to go next door, we'd love to feed you lunch, Outback catered. So please enjoy your meal. Have a great rest of the weekend. Brad Lozak, keep us posted on what's coming at us. I'm sure we'll be seeing you this evening. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend.